sculptor, a painter, intermedia performance artist. The reason I'm here right now is that I have an exhibition. Realistically, it's entitled Adolf Hitler, the Unknown Artist, History Erased. What I'm doing is showing Adolf Hitler's art as a youth between 1900 and 1925. This is non-political. So I've taken his artwork and I've enlarged it by 4 feet by 3 feet. But when I did so, the pixels made it blurry, so I had to enhance it. So I would use color chalks, color pencils, and I would make layers and layers and layers until it looked not like an enlargement. And then I symbolically erased part of the artwork to show that's what history has done. I spent my career teaching convicts, the finer side of the fine arts. I've been working with convicts most of my life, which entails this body of work. This is not a political show at all. This is purely looking at a young man who wanted to be a famous artist. And there's social political connotations here that what would have happened had he remained an artist.
Wow, I didn't know he was this good. I still don't think differently of him as a person, but could appreciate the art.
I believe art is truth, but it's veiled beneath lies. And there's a lot of lies that are happening, and we need to tell the truth. Because if you say that Hitler was a failed artist, what else do we say that is not true? The Holocaust happened. Let's say it happened. Hitler was a successful artist who chose to go into politics. Let's just say the truth. If you question one thing, you're going to question the other thing.
A real mixed emotion. It's like, it's beautiful and it's terror.
At the same time.
It's like fear and it's
beautiful.
Exactly.
And one, like the other painting over there, it's beautiful work, like how just amazing you would think at the time he could paint such an original and then becoming the, you know, what he was. It's just mind-blowing. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what happened.
Does it makes it bring more questions. It's crazy.
Had Hitler been accepted into art school, into the Vienna Salon, he would have gone into a completely different direction.
Well, I've often said that if Adolf Hitler had been encouraged as an artist, we may not have had World War II. And I think the reason he didn't like Jewish people is because a Jewish guy looked at his work and said, listen, you don't know, you're not a very good artist. And I think that they disliked him for that. He disliked them for that.
Beautiful work. Yeah, it is beautiful. Shows heart. And then things became dark.
They did.
Yeah.
Well, it would be interesting to see what his early works are as far as Hitler goes and where, because he did go to art school. He wasn't good enough. I mean, that's what his instructors said. I mean, but he did get to art school. I mean, so there, you know, that was his lifelong dream. And as I said, it would, God, what the world would be like if...
When you're told you're not good enough, you do what you feel you're good at. And
wow.
Yeah.
When you're not good enough,
you do what you feel you're good at.
You feel you're good at.
And a feeling is what's within you. How you feel about yourself.
Wow.
Yeah. That's really gave me chills.
Yeah.
Well, and there's light and dark in everyone and everything. So that's what we have to remember too, and we all have a choice of which direction we will take what we have in us and what we will either shine or, you know, or how we will share who we are, whatever way we choose. So, but it's emotional.
The representation of Hitler that I remember out of most of the history books, they depicted Hitler as being a very poor artist. Like I said, I'm very, very amazed that he was this good of an artist. It's kind of like I feel about Trump. He should have stayed building golf courses, and maybe Hitler should have stayed doing art.
He was rejected from the salon twice. And then these people come up with no art education, and they throw leaves on the ground and they call it artwork. He was very upset when it comes to modern contemporary art. He did not like that. He was emotionally upset about it. In fact, he took the degenerate art, which is like the best art that we know of in the 21st century, and he took it on tour throughout Germany, and people mocked it. In fact, he even hired actors to walk through the art show mocking this artwork. After World War I, people were so disenchanted because there were so many people killed that they lost faith in everything, in religion, in society, in the church. They completely lost it. And so what they did is to negate the traditional neoclassical art form. And they just did what they wanted. Like Schroeder's, said, art is anything an artist spits is art. And so that's where the collision came. Society at that time was so divided, even more so now, between the past and the present. You see how it kind of looks like Van Gogh's work, with the lines? We don't know his best work because the Allies confiscated, his best 1,000 works.
Looking at these, you see the person more than the murderer, maybe, I guess. I suppose it's a little disturbing because we don't like to think of him as, as just a normal person like the rest of us.
One of my interests in Adolf Hitler, it's been since childhood. My father was proud that a family member tried to assassinate Adolf Hitler. He was General Ludwig Beck, who was the chief of the general staff under the Fuhrer. And because of the failed assassination on 20th July 1944, General Beck was executed along with General Rommel and the other conspirators. And the oral family history states that all of our relatives living in that area were executed down to the third cousin. And so I have an interest in Hitler as who he was and the power that he had. I've discovered, working with convicts, a person would completely turn around his life just by doing art. Because for the first time, some people realize that they could create. They don't have to be belligerent. They don't have to dominate someone else. I've seen killers who have become gentle after creating art. Art is we don't know why it works. Art is like aspirin. No one knows why aspirin works, but it works. And so to accept it, to accept the arts as a healing quality that they are, I think it's very important. And had society accepted Hitler as an artist, the whole world would have been different. And so I've separated Hitler from his artwork. And I'm just trying to focus on the man. In fact, with the show, I intentionally selected pictures of flowers, bouquets, his delicate side, which I don't think people realize that a convict who could skin a woman alive has his sensitive side. We have to split the two. And this is what I've done. I've separated Hitler from his politics and from his deeds.
What this is not is a celebration of Hitler. It's acknowledging a piece of who he was. And on some level, I'm wondering if people will think, what would have happened if he had been accepted into art school? almost like an alternate universe. We'll never know. We'll never know. And it's a kind of a surreal question to ask when you're looking at this work of someone who just wanted to be an artist and had a creative genius. Obviously, he used it in a way that wasn't wonderful.
I think it's really fascinating the human psyche. How can a person jump from A to B, and what happened? I think it's an interesting psychological profile.